Take action. Be an advocate for college access in Idaho.
This online presentation is provided by the Pacific Northwest Association for College Admission Counseling. We are a professional association spanning 5 states and representing hundreds of high school counselors, independent counselors, college admissions professionals, and other professionals who are passionate about serving students as they engage in the college admissions process. We invite you to learn more about us at www.pnacac.org.
In this session, we take a look at the policy process in Idaho. How do things get done here? When it comes to education policy, we're going to focus on 3 players in Idaho: the legislature, the governor, and state agencies.
Let's start with the legislature.
It's easy to find out who represents you in Boise. These links will first help you determine in which legislative district you live, and then help you determine the names of your elected representatives.
Please pause this video for a moment and use this website to find out the names of your elected representatives. Click on the link for your elected representatives' websites so you can learn a little about them. Even though we're using the term legislature, we are actually talking about 2 distinct parts of the legislature, the House and the Senate. The House and the Senate each play different and important roles in state government, but what's important here is that you have an elected representative in each chamber.
In Idaho, we elect 70 people to the House and call those people representatives. We elect 35 people to the Senate in Idaho and call those people senators. In Idaho, representatives and senators run for office every 2 years.
An important part of the policy process happens in legislative committees. In both the House and the Senate, committees are groups of lawmakers who review legislation. You may hear that a bill has been introduced and referred to the committee of jurisdiction. This means that a lawmaker writes a bill and then hands it off to the committee who oversees that topic.
In Idaho, we have 14 committees in the House and 10 committees in the Senate.
If your elected representative serves on a committee related to education,
you have special access to someone in Idaho who is an essential player in college access policy.
The lawmakers who serve on these committees are the ones who vote on legislation early on and send that legislation to the entire House or Senate.
When you looked up who represents you in Boise,
Did you see any committee assignments related to education?
if a bill is approved by both chambers of the Idaho legislature,
Then that legislation ultimately goes to the governor to either be vetoed or become law. When a bill is before the entire House or Senate, you can contact your representative or senator and encourage them or discourage them from supporting that bill. When a bill passes both the Senate and the House and goes to the governor, you can also contact the governor at that time to recommend either the governor sign the bill or veto it. When it comes to contacting your elected officials about an issue that's important to you, please remember 2 things. First, your elected representative works for you. Whether or not you voted for that individual,
the person who represents you in Boise ran for office to serve you.
you have a right and a responsibility to make your voice heard. Second, when it comes to college-bound students, remember that you are an expert. Your elected representative wants to hear from you
Because you know how policies in Idaho affect college-bound students. Without hearing your voice, the person who represents you in Boise could not know what's happening to college-bound students in Idaho.
Returning to our 3 players in the policy process, let's talk for a moment about the governor.
There are more than 1.5 million people who live in Idaho.
And the governor is the chief executive who represents all those citizens. When it comes to advocacy efforts, working with the governor can be difficult due to the many demands on the governor's time. If you're an advocate for college access, though, there are reasons to communicate with the governor.
The governor plays an important role in framing the policy debates in Idaho.
Therefore, it never hurts to contact the governor when you feel strongly about an issue, or seek out the governor at a town hall meeting to make your thoughts known about an issue. As mentioned previously, you may also want to contact the governor if he or she is considering whether or not to sign into law a bill that's been passed by the legislature. As we mentioned earlier on,
Agencies can play an important role in the policy process here in Idaho.
there are 2 that you ought to have on your radar as you think about the policy process.
The Higher Education Research Council is a cooperative partnership among Idaho's public universities that implements and administers post-secondary policies in Idaho. Idaho's State Board of Education is another important agency that shapes college access policy in Idaho. The State Board of Education is a key player in making sure students in Idaho have access to rigorous high school curriculum and graduate from high school college ready. You have every right as a citizen in Idaho to make your voice heard to these policymakers when they're considering important issues that face college-bound students in our state.
As we've seen, the question of where does public policy come from isn't necessarily easy to answer. Now you know, however, that there is more than one place where you can get involved and be part of the process. Our national affiliate, the National Association for College Admissions Counseling, or NACAC, has great resources for you to learn about what's happening in Idaho and at the federal level related to the policies that affect college-bound students.
For information about what's happening in Idaho, NACAC has the State Legislative Portal.
Through the State Legislative Portal,
You can see bills that are being considered in the Idaho State Legislature.
for federal policy, NACAC has the Legislative Action Center, which has a lot of great information about important college access issues that the White House, Congress, and the U.S. Department of Education are considering. We encourage you to check out these resources, especially when you hear about an issue in the news and want to learn more.
Thanks for learning about the policy process in Idaho, and on behalf of the college-bound students we serve, thanks for being an advocate for college access in our state.